Hello and welcome to your collective reading. This is going to be a reading for any and all people that watch this, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And we have been doing something new on this channel where I have had these little charms in my possession for a while, so I am just going to pull some to see if Spirit can tell me or tell you some signs that this reading and this message may be for you. So, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day or night wherever they are on this beautiful planet Earth of ours. We'll be pulling some tarot cards and possibly an oracle card at the end. Ooh. Oh, hold on. Get like a couple more. Okay. Very, very clever. Oh, does it even say where this is from? I can't tell. This almost looks like I know it's a type of coin from somewhere, and I can't really tell where. Um, it almost looks like it could be French, but I'm also not sure. I think it is either supposed to be like from a certain country. Looks like a European coin, maybe. Um, some type of European coin, or it could just be a standard coin. So we have a coin. We have a butterfly here. We have three different feathers, I believe, or two of the same, one's different. We have three feathers. What I find interesting is we have a key here and a little locket per se that has a lock on it. And funny enough, key with a lock, even though this key doesn't fit in this lock specifically, which that may or may not resonate. We have, I forgot the name of this like hand shape, but I always just see this as like a hand in general. We have what looks like to be like little angel wings almost, and I almost see these wings and how tiny this is as like the golden snitch in like Harry Potter. So Harry Potter could be of reference. And we have a double star here, which can mean a bunch of different things. So birds, I'm hearing even birds of a feather, which this may be a little bit of a spicy sort of what's the tea kind of message here. Anything to do with butterflies and just opportunities that could be at hand here, at hand. Um, and even there's like, yeah, opportunities at hand. A key that isn't for this lock, but it's not like this key is something you throw away. It's almost like this key was for something else, and this lock has another key to open it. And I'm almost hearing like it's not your normal key. I almost feel like this coin is like slotting into this little locket here as like a symbol of like paying your way to get in. Maybe someone's been paying their way to get in, birds of a feather flock together type energy. So, um, those are the little charms that are signs to see if this resonates for you or if this message is for you. So please always, always, always take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm not here to feed anyone's delusion here, but I do want to make sure that these signs do resonate for you guys. And that's kind of why I started doing these little charms. In the last reading, I called them talismans because that's kind of what they somewhat symbolize to me. This key though is very, very like, how do I say it? Not ethereal. There's another word I'm thinking of that I can't think of. Royal, I guess I could say, because it looks like something that is like a key to like something fancy, and I'm trying to find the different word other than fancy. Hi, ma'am. It's my roommate's cat is down here. Hi, ma'am. gonna have to find a spot to loaf. I'm about to start reading cards. Would you like to pick a card here, ma'am? No, you just want scritches. You know, I can always try. She never wants to actually pull any cards. Which is, you know, fine. She just... Oh, there she goes. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's so cute. Me and my boyfriend are moving out, so we're gonna have to say goodbye to little Miss Gigi here. And I always say to her, I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do without us, ma'am? You're just gonna be down here all alone. Ow. Ow. Anyway, sorry if my sleeve hits you, ma'am. I'll try to just roll that up here. Okay. So, like I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I feel like this is going to be about specific people. And the weird, like, I see that coin slotting into that little lock. Like, almost the key isn't necessarily a key to something. I'm hearing pay to win. Like, maybe someone paid the win to, like, have a helping hand in something. And this could be the fact that, like, not everyone works for themselves to, like, get to the top of something. Like, they have, like, a piggyback ride up the ladder that they're trying to climb, and it's almost like they paid someone to do that. And it's like, if you don't have the money, you're not going to be able to have that. I'm hearing like metaphorical silver spoon, but you have this like super. It's like the super fancy key goes to something super important, and it's like finding the right lock for the key. And I don't know exactly what that is meaning or representing. But I keep hearing birds of a feather flock together, and not in the good way. Like, people who wish that they had this, like, stardom with that star, want to, like, pay to get into these places, and they don't want to actually, like, work for it and, you know, spread their own wings to fly into these opportunities. Oh no, I dropped one of them. Okay. I like put them on like a piece of selenite, but there's not much room for that selenite there. Yeah, someone had a helping hand here into taking flight of something, but it's like someone's wings are literally this tiny when your wings are this big. And it's like someone's opportunity that they unlocked has such a small key to them that they didn't even need to pay to get in. They could have just put in a little bit of effort and got in themselves, but you have a lot of, I want to say, big like opportunities, big potential to that even knocked that one knocked this little guy on the table. So I feel like you have the opportunity to like knock your competitors out of the water, out of the like competition, even whether that's your intention or not. It's like the key talent, key strength, key ability you have has been able to, I want to say, not necessarily knock people out of the competition, but like knock their socks off. It is like a weird metaphor I'm getting here. Let me have a sip of my coffee here in a second. Okay. Clear, honest message here. Oh, hello, someone's home. Okay. It's just the loaf's parents that are home. Let's get into this message here. What do we have for collective? I really need to know. What are these birds that flocking together? They want to, like, someone wants to pay their way into stardom, and they want to have a helping hand all the time, but they don't want to do it themselves. Like, they don't want to put their own, like, effort into this work here. 6 of Wands, reversed 3 of Swords. I feel like you could have seen this. Like, someone tried to paint you in a different picture than what was true, and I feel like that's what you saw within them. Or even the paint, I feel like someone was trying to paint a different picture of themselves, and because you held the truth to this, it was like these, like, swords are stabbing in here of, like, this other person being like, that's not the truth, that's not the truth, and just constantly poking lies into the truth that you actually know about, the truth that is actually true, and not just what someone wants to pretend to be here. And I feel like you have discovered something about how someone recognizes themselves, and it's not necessarily hurting anymore. It's allowing you to be free from the fact of, like, I'm so glad I'm not like that, is what I'm hearing. Like, someone, you yourself are, like, super happy that you do not act in this way of these people. And even the birds of the feather part, like, the people who are praising this person on their fake personality is kind of what I'm hearing. Like, you are glad that you are not like them. You've moved on and said, oh, that's how y'all are gonna act? I'm not with that. That is not my thing. It's like a, not my, what's the phrase? I forget what they say. Hold on, I gotta fix what I'm sitting on. Goodness me. I think it's like, not my monkeys, not my circus, but what I'm hearing is not my clowns, not my circus. And you understand that some clowns are, like, understanding that they are clowns, and then some clowns are, like, trying their hardest to be like, I'm not a clown, why would you call me that, why would you say that, I'm not this, when it's like, if you're not a clown, then why are you wearing that big red honk of a nose, the honky nose that they have, the right? If they weren't a clown, then why would they be dressed up as one? Why would they be wearing a clown suit with clown shoes and clown makeup? Like, it didn't make sense to you, but now it does, because I feel like you see, I keep hearing that pay to win. You keep hearing, or I keep hearing, and you keep seeing their pay to win tactics that get them the upper hand, when it's really like, the more that they keep asking someone to help them pay for stuff or help them pay to win stuff, they're not gonna have any more feathers to pluck off this chicken. It's like every time that they're paying to win, they're plucking feathers off of a bird, and sooner or later, the feathers are gonna run out. There's not gonna be any feathers left for them to pluck. There's not gonna be any other coins for them to haggle and take from them, or even beg from them. I'm hearing someone's, like, begging for, like, their recognition. Like, anytime that their soul is, like, dried up of, like, love and attention, it's like they go back to the flock to be like, hey, I need this, I need that. And I think this is something that makes them feel, like, famous in a way. I don't know how else to word that. It genuinely feels like someone has an act of, like, where their flock is makes them feel almost famous. And I say almost because it doesn't have to necessarily be like an online persona. It just could be well known in their community, well known amongst a workplace or a group of people. And you have constantly seen right through it. And I feel like the pain that someone's tried to cause was like, oh, you were the only one stirring up drama, when in reality you were the one seeing the truth and calling it out. And listen, not many people like that. Hold on. The way that fell was like, let me just get a little more here. We have another feather, another key. Ooh. It's not like this. Sorry, I always like to try to see if that can fit in the little locket part. Oh, if someone recognizes what flower this is, let me know. I don't know why I'm thinking of hibiscus flower. Oh my god, this reminds me of the SpongeBob and the if you've ever seen SpongeBob, it's okay if you haven't. There were clouds in the sky, but the clouds were just like these flowers essentially. And we also have an anchor. These flowers are essentially your beauty, but it's like your oh my goodness. You know how there's an inner and outer beauty? Well, you have both here. It's like these lines of the petals are like the outer shell of it, and this is like the inner shell of uh, the inner beauty that reflects outwards. And I feel like the feather that you have isn't a feather that was plucked. It was a feather that like fell into your lap here. And this is where I feel like a new key of information or key opportunity is becoming like enlightened in you. Like I see, oh my gosh, especially with the anchor here, you've anchored yourself into your own beauty of your own soul, and that's where it's like this is really reflecting a lot of light here, and I feel like your inner beauty reflects into your outer beauty. And if people aren't willing to like recognize or see that, it's because they've constantly lied to themselves. They've constantly only paid to win their compliments. They haven't gotten genuine compliments on things. They just got those compliments because they either uh, fished for them or were essentially it's like someone getting money and then saying thank you, and then that person complimenting them saying, oh, you deserve it because you're so beautiful and you're such a good person, when all of that is just a fallacy. It's 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 a fallacy because it's based off of something that isn't essentially real or true, or it's based into this fake personality that this person created. It's not something that is actively real. And I think that's getting to somebody here. And also, you are truly growing from a lot of this. Like, it's something that has been very, you've been very accepting of, but you've also been planning accordingly on moving away from all of this toxic behavior. And it's not like you're just moving away and not reflecting on anything. Like this Two of Wands is looking back at the Ten of Swords, like how can we move forward where either we don't pay these people any mind or any 2 cents, or we basically steer clear from these people and keep them not even in arm's reach, just a 10-foot pole sort of energy. And I think what is truly toxic is the way that these people went about creating these 10 swords, creating these lies that just, I'm hearing, didn't exist. Like, they created things because they knew they didn't have any good lies that were somewhat based in truth, type of a thing. You know how some people try to lie, but it's something that is half true and they're not giving the full information, or they're exaggerating things to make it even sound like something worse than it actually was. This is lies that don't even exist, like things that aren't even true at one bit. But here you are, standing in your own truth, growing your own stuff, growing your own abundant, I want to say, mentality of like, I don't need the pay to win compliments. I don't need this flock to help me get the upper hand. Like, you technically already have the upper hand. And I feel like someone's saying, oh, I even see this key as like someone saying, well, my key is fancier than yours, so it's obviously to something more important. When it's like, you don't know and you're willing to accept, hey, it may be, it may not be. And it's not like you're trying to win over this on anyone. It's more of just like, it doesn't, like, it's not that deep to you, because the key is like the key to our own souls. And I feel like someone is like, just, oh, this is so funny. Someone is like juicing up their key to their own soul. Like, I have the key, I have the key. It's so fancy. They're doing up this. They're just talking about how great, how great they are at recognizing themselves when they haven't even dealt with any of the skeletons in their closet here. And they just even, I see this as a double entendre of they keep saying that they're gonna go and do those things and work on those things, and they just sit there with their two wands, just like, or I see it as the twiddling thumbs. They're just like, okay, I'm working on it, and you are sitting here like, I have been there, done that, worked on it, and worked on more in the time that you said that you were going to work on it. And this is where they're saying, I have this fancy key, I am so aware about myself, I know the key to my own soul, but they haven't unlocked the deeper part about their own soul. You did. That's the only way you're able to discover your inner beauty here. You were able to look at the key and anchor yourself into the truth of, you have to be the one to unlock this key. You have to be, or not unlock this key, because the key is to the lock, to unlock this path towards yourself, towards your soul. And this is where this feather is almost like, ooh, I even see this as like a quill pen, like a feather pen. Um, like, you've been writing these things down, you've been manifesting this healing for yourself, and you've been writing down things as in like shadow work, writing things down. And I feel like if you have been writing or haven't been writing, it would be a good time to write down all the things that bother you or have bothered you, and then write down all the things that you've grown from. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it's also like, this feather almost feels like it was plucked from your own soul, because you're the one that flew solo, and maybe that caused a little wear and tear into your feathers, to where you had to remember, no, you did this yourself, you worked on this yourself, you strived for this yourself. And I think the key to a lot of this is seeing how we have justice out here, seeing how clear your intentions are, and how your intentions aren't based in anything false, fake, or a fallacy, basically. Four of Pentacles reversed. Justice and the Four of Pentacles reversed. We also have Athena, because this is the Goddess Tarot, so if Athena resonates with you at all, just know that she is here, I feel like, guiding you into this new direction. That aspect of pointing your arrow into not just a new direction, but the direction you are continuously like going towards. And I'm even hearing the fact that, like, Odysseus, and the story of Odysseus, and how Athena realizes that she like pushed Odysseus too far, but still was faithful in the fact that Odysseus was still able to, oh, those are the doggos upstairs if you can hear them, able to rekindle this relationship again. Oh, I think someone left. I was just kind of confused there. And it's more of putting down expectations of what someone, not necessarily was, I'm hearing what someone was and what someone could have been. Because I think you had faith in someone being different than who they currently are. I think you had faith that they could turn out to recognize their own selves and their own soul without this pay-to-win mentality. I think you had faith, and the Justice card is like, you are finding out the actual truth that this person will never change. They have constantly created this normal for themselves, that they're always going to be begging people to believe that they are the star in this, I'm hearing, relationship. They were the good one, they were the star, they were the enlightened, they were the special one. I'm hearing they were the chosen, when it's like, listen, we're all chosen to do something. No one's special in that aspect. And the only thing I feel like is special is the work that we do and the things that we create in this life. And to each their own when it comes to what we think is special, you know? Um, Something you think is like not your cup of tea is something really special to someone else, you know? You are realizing your specialty has been in your growth. Someone's specialty is in lying. Someone's specialty is in creating the fallacies, creating the lies, creating the deceit. And I'm hearing disgust, because it's almost like the more that they are disgusted with you moving forward in your own way and your own growth, the more that affects their own growth towards what they're trying to grow off of their fake stuff, their fake personality, their fake uh, compliments they're giving out. Because if they fake their interactions, they can then gain those compliments back that they truly want, that like pay to win thing. If they pay in lies that people believe and people trust, they will win that back tenfold. And I'm feeling that's like almost all you needed to hear. Okay. Let's see what we have. Oh my lord. My tarot deck wanted to like explode there. We have King of Swords, Prince of Wands. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get one more because I feel like there's something else here. It's almost like, oh okay, hello. And Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness. And Ace of Cups reversed on the bottom of the deck. So the way I see this, which is, I believe this is Page. Yeah, I think this is a Page card. Yeah, Page of Wands, basically, looking at the King of Swords. It's almost like someone wants to pretend like they're this all-knowing King of Swords with all the ideas, all the intellect. They understand how to create a good blueprint for something, and that really grows them to their highest potential. But really, they've just been copying off of you. They want you to think that you're this Page of Wands, just a novice in a certain area. When, listen, we're all a novice at something in our lives. It's not like we have to be an expert at everything, but something is very clear in the way you do something, you are truly the expert at, and this person has just been copying off of your methods and copying off of your way of doing things to make them seem like that they know what they're talking about. And they don't want to be seen as this Queen of Wands. And this is two meanings. Like, underneath the surface, you are another part of you, the dualistic part of you, duality, justice. Um, you are the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands at the same time, because you understand the hidden things that lie beneath the surface. And this person is wanting to hide underneath the surface and not really show how manipulative that they can be, because then that will basically uh, essentially bring the truth to light, bring all of that truth to light. And someone wasn't willing to accept this, so they tried to paint themselves in a similar picture that you hold yourself to be. And this is more of you holding yourself to a moral and a standard rather than copying off of someone else's. You're creating your own self here, and this person is like, oh, that seems like a good idea. That will make people still like fawn over me. But it's not fulfilling to them. It's not leading them to new I want to say not necessarily just new fulfillment, but new paths of enlightenment, new um, things to really free them and free their own soul. And I feel like, ooh, underneath that, Five of Wands here, you've discovered the truth to your own self in this whole entire chaos, and you've just been sitting with it and letting it brew here. This is why it's kind of in reverse for you, because you've been letting it just blossom in its own way. and slowly, ever so slowly, understanding, okay, these are the things we need to work on, and handling each of those swords and those 10 of swords as something that can not only brighten your future but broaden your future in your own way. And someone's not really willing to accept like how something needs to be done. They're not willing to let go of expectations for themselves, or expectations of like, oh, well, this is how I have to do something. This is how I have to get the upper hand. They aren't willing to explore the shadow that you've spent so long in depth learning about. You've explored the shadow part of you, and you haven't let it like not teach you something. You're always willing to go back into this shadow and to understand the dualistic part of yourself, the dualistic nature, and the truth in its entirety, no matter how much it hurts or helps you. And someone isn't really willing to accept it because they just want to say, I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the leader, I'm the best, I'm the greatest. When all of it is just manipulative talk and tactics to keep their kingdom worshiping them. The king card talks a lot about how does the king rule with basically borderline fear tactics and manipulation, or does the king rule over their kingdom with humbleness and benevolence? And it's always the king can represent the ego, but a true king functions from an egoless place, is another thing that card talks about. And I feel like if you needed any more confirmation, you are discovering the true nature of your own self each and every day. And someone isn't even willing to look at the mountain of issues that they have. Everyone's got a mountain of stuff going on within them, whether it's stuff from the past, stuff from the present, stuff in the future. There's a mountain of our own selves that we have to explore, and someone's not even willing to look into that. Someone's like, no, it's not just black and white, everything's just gray, when that basically paints everyone out to be the same, when we all have our different things that are going on within us. And I think they're scared to step into the forest of their own soul because they know it's going to get dark at night and they're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know how to survive. This person has no emotional survival instincts. But through all of this, you do. And I think you don't need to worry about how this person is doing something, because maybe it's time to keep certain things more anchored in yourself, and maybe not necessarily putting things behind lock and key and hiding, but don't make yourself as accessible as you once did. Maybe keep things a little more to yourself and only show people after the fact of what you're working on. So, thank you for letting me read your cards. That's all I have for you. I hope that resonated. I know that was a little bit of a quick message, but thank you for being here. And if you want a reading, check out the links in my website in the description below. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.